Hey, good morning. You should know me by now. I'm Kevin. Uh, I wanted to bring you behind the scenes to life as an executive, trying to deal with this awesome bird. Saturday morning at 3 o'clock, God woke me up at midnight, and I started praying, going through my routine of journaling. And I thought, oh God, let's bring people, right? Because I I live alone, and so nobody sees who I am and what I struggle with. So let's start with just because ultimately I'm trying to organize a lot of stuff. Right. That's the other thing that I wanted to have about Smart Tech is just be able to journal. And I love the calendar in Microsoft because it allows me to number this like God already said a few things before I started recording. And that's why I started recording because I wanted people to see how I deal with stuff, problems. And I'm also trying to, God's, because I was in the middle of the prayer and He said, show people what kind of exec you are, my priorities. I freaking love. Right. And this whole blueprint RF came back. This was a customer who has been a long time client. Every single one of my clients has left me because I'm too expensive, because people are bidding zero. And I didn't talk about this because part of the thing about a business, or at least I think a successful business, is that you have to charge people for what you think you're worth. Right now, it is so backwards. I remember bidding all my jobs, every my job in my career. I just got up. I looked at what the job details, and I bid a trip charge for everything that I know I would need to be able to get that done. I have no idea how I was able to be successful in that for since 2017. And then now in 2025, it's like failing. It's like, God, what? People have no concept of how much time it takes to do things. And so the concept of the free market comes in, and people bid zero. I really don't have any idea what is behind that, except that I did remember now one kid that I met, because I asked people the text that when I rub up against them, what's your trip charge like? Or I mean, how are you dealing with that? And I remember talking to this one kid, Joe, who said, I bid zero. Why do you bid zero? That's your most important thing. And he said, because I'm trying to put you out of business. I thought, and I think I had suppressed that, but something when I was thinking about this, I remember that conversation now. I remember laughing inside because I thought the people that know me are going to just continue to pay me whatever I ask. I know it sounds bold, but like I said, I need to do a video just of all of these thousand jobs that I've done where I had that. I'm not lying. And I could not have survived. No, well, don't get me. I don't want to go off on that right now. I'm trying to show an executive. The problem right now is that there are too many people that I'm competing with. And so I'm trying to get out of that business because, for the very reason that I can't survive when people are bidding zero and they're desperate for the work. So I realized, okay, if you need that work that much, let me not go for it. I, because ultimately I'm a big boy and I've got all this experience, I should be able to do something else. So I spent time praying, and two things came up. Well, not well. Oh, but I heard clearly when I was driving home after meeting this girl, a client. She said, well, God said, help her. And I thought, how can I help her? She's my competition. And I didn't get an answer to that. How to help her. And so that has actually been the whole thing that drove me into thinking about Smartsechs and creating this system to help new people be a tech and then using AI to help them. And then I realized that's a big problem. That's a big thing. I know how hard it is to start a new thing like that. I did teach myphone.com. That took me 6 years. And I had the blessing of Blueprint, the pay, or not Blueprint, Blue Wire. I did AC Holdings Group, and that was paid for by the clients, the advertising. So now I'm overwhelmed. I hear what I really think. See, now I'm doubting whether or not it's of God. Because and that's the thing, it's so hard. That's why I wanted to make this. I'm just trying to confess. I think the reason why I'm afraid to start advertising is that as soon as I put that out there and people say, "Oh my God, I want that," then I'm so screwed because now I'm responsible for that. That freaks me out because I'm 57. Really, 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 really freaks me out. But at the same time, it's like the biggest challenge. I love challenges. I love implementations. And so I'm up right at midnight because I'm just trying to understand the steps that God wants me to make. That's good. And I want to just see if I can get people to confirm what I'm hearing. When I say get it into, sorry for the emotion. I don't cry. Right? So I have to stop myself and ask why am I so freaking emotional? Right? This is what I do when I'm alone, right? But I don't cry. Why? Now when I'm on camera, right? Then that makes me hold down myself as a performance, trying to ask for help somehow. God, what are you trying to do? At the same time, yes, of course, this is why I'm asking for help. God said, show people what an executive is. The man who prays tries to listen to God, what he's saying. I hate the fact that this is getting, God, I don't, this is my youth. I think the emotion is because I am desperate. I'm trying to do three things, actually four major things at the same time, and trying to do it by myself. First thing is just trying to run the house, like shopping and just everything that a normal person does. I'm not going to go through all that because everybody knows what running a house is. I'm running a business that is completely devalued. I have never in my life run out of money. It's not a boast. It's just reality. I've never, ever, ever been broke. Completely broke. So then I think, okay, is this a curse of something that I did? But the first thing I think any Christian does, think, am I have some sin? And God did reveal a sin that I confessed. I wasn't tithing. I really was embarrassed about that. But I made that correction last year. And I have been trying to pay. And my promise to him was that once I actually got money, that I would actually try to pay that back. There's something that changed in my workflow after 7 years. As best as I can determine, it's just that there's 50 people competing for the same job. And people have no concept of how expensive it is to run a business. And to go off on that right now. But I ran a success. Successful is that at least it broke even. I wasn't making six figures like people think. My best that I did one year was $81,000. I was working part time, but the rest of that time I was building all these systems, and I used all that money to reinvest into what ended up being like $250,000 system that I have of all my van and all the tools, what this warehouse of supplies, all this stuff. I had to do the warehouse because of COVID. All of that experience brought me to the place where I never failed on every job I went on. I prepared for. I thought through exactly how I would do the job. I mean, down to the smallest thing. But I've experienced this. I over prepare. And when I over prepare, when I walk in, that screams confidence to everybody that I walk around. Work around. Sorry, I'm just trying to stretch. Okay. So I'm about every the only way that I can win work is if I know it's gonna sound crazy. Every job out there on their budget is by design cheaper than the actual cost for a human to do the work. Because the whole purpose of these things is to find people desperate enough to not know how valuable their life is or even their skill. I see through that. I would just laugh when saw certain things, and I would just counter bid out, and I won. I won because I'm not going to go in it. I just won over 1,000 jobs. And now I lose every single one. So freaking hard to know. How do you deal with that? So the four things that I'm dealing with: running a house, running a business that is completely devalued, trying to do smart tech. And then the other thing that got kind of snuck in the background is this concept of a nutrition training thing. I don't really understand that other than have learned so much about nutrition, and part of the reason why I never fail is because I eat. I know it sounds really crazy, but I just eat real food. It's nutritious. I know it sounds really funny, right? But I'm convinced. Even people on the phone when I'm talking to them, they can only last, maybe 30 minutes, and they're in a room. I'm the one moving things and walking all over the place and walking miles and moving, all this equipment. So part of me is like, maybe I should teach people the secret to that. So this is the thing that I'm stuck on. And right now, Blueprint RF was a customer that I had. I asked for just my minimum, 250 for travel. And everybody just cannot believe that I would have the audacity to ask for just my basic expenses because people have no concept. Even AI has no concept of expenses because people have no concept of cumulative wealth or cumulative experience, cumulative systems that I deploy. I've got 26 different systems that I use every time I go off on a job. And nobody understands that. And so I think, am I a complete freak? Even going into this job, yesterday I went out on a job for Chili's. I worked at a kitchen. I replaced the mod in. I mean, the most simple of things. But even that takes a special kind of a tool to be able to do that. And the snits won't work. And then beyond that, it ended up going into all these other things outside of that problem. And so I had to use all these other tools that were worth maybe, well, thousands of dollars because I literally roll in this $10,000 bag in front of all these. It's so freaking not humiliating, embarrassing because I'm literally walking $10,000 worth of stuff. They don't know the value of it, but it's impressive. The bag is, and I'm walking it past these kitchen cooks. I feel like such a, well, not. I don't want to brag to people. I don't want to. I try to hide all of the wealth. What am I doing here, Kevin? Trying to show what an executive. And now I'm stuck on what to do with Blueprint. Trying to come back. Work market. Sorry, when I saw this. Alright, stand blueprint. Vision for Alright. This is one of the ones they sent me. Retreat. This is where what I just explained, trying to develop Smartechs, trying to run a house, all these things that I'm trying to do. Run a business that's completely devalued. Run a house. Trying to do all the stuff that Smartechs is in the middle of, which is the whole launch of its. Maybe I should explain that. Right now, Smartechs is at this birth phase where I need to start a marketing campaign around it to try to understand if there is value. Copilot had one of the best successes in trying to summarize that. At SmartText AI, we're building an AI-powered lifeboat for independent field techs, auto-matching the night or the right technician to the right job at a fair rate every time. Our agents vet tickets, calculate accurate trip charges, and surface each. See, interesting. I didn't read this through because this is iteration because I just want to come up with one statement that says, "Wow, let's go investigate that." And right now, I'm in the middle of trying to do just just that one thing, which is such a huge, huge thing because it's a huge, huge thing that I'm thinking, and I just need to get people to buy in on the concept. So now I have this other thing, redispatch. So the guy that they sent out there at zero trip charges didn't have any tools. Oh, come on. You should know better and send somebody that's not competent. So this comes. So this is what I wrestle with. Because now, how do you recover from all of the time that I spent on the other one that I bid and lost because I was too expensive? People have no, and the other thing is just trying to come up with is that how do you communicate? I use the tag 26 years experience driving a van with everything required, even though I've been doing this for 39 years, not this tech stuff. Anyway, help me, Father, get back on track. My biggest problem right now as an exec, I need to use my time wisely. Basics of an exec's life, right? This is what Smartechs is trying to help, because when there's two, I'm I am an exec for my own business, but then I'm a tech. But I think I'm trying to speak to the same kind of person in Smartech. I don't want to go off on all the different things about Smartechs. I'm trying to focus on what an executive is. And I'm not doing a good job of it though. But it's so hard when you're alone. Copilot has been an absolute savior because before I started using him, I was just doing this by myself and I had zero help at all. But now at least I have something that'll code things and suggest ideas and marking can and just do all the work that I was trying to do by myself. So okay, yeah, right. That's why AI is here helping us. So even it was crafting all this stuff. So back to focusing on this for a second, because I have to use my time wisely. That means cutting through the noise. And the noise is defined as anything that distracts me from what only I can do. Basics, that's why God said, show people what an executive is. I understand people understand this. I'm just reminding myself. And I'm also trying to ask for help, man. Maybe that's why God said do this. That's why the emotion was there at the beginning. I need help. Maybe that's why I needed to make this. I have to get through. I have to do only the things that I should be doing. Well, I need to focus on doing what I do, which is the same thing I just said earlier, which is marketing, seeing if there's a build, if there's interest. It's just like, oh man, listening. I have to create a website on Smartech to capture emails. I have to ask, is there any other way? Because I don't have a following of people. So part of this whole kind of the marketing campaign is asking Copilot for help and trying to figure out. And we did all that. Not necessarily. Well, interesting that that puts technicians front and center, validates your platform, and positions you as the industry ethical disruptor. that's it. That's really fast. Interesting words. Ethical disruptor. That's right. This is what's so hard. AI can blow smoke up your butt, but it can also summarize truth. Marketing campaigns do both. Because it knows the position I'm in right now because I've been working with it for months. Campaign objective. Attract independent field tax and clients by spotlighting how Smart Tech AI restores transparency, efficiency, and dignity to the gig community. See, now that's it's so hard to. Okay, I don't want to go off on this because God should just show people what an executive is, and I don't want to because this could be its own separate thing. Just trying to, and I was right in the middle of it, and I went out and did a job, and I came back and was hacked, and I lost a lot of stuff. Trying to show people that I need help. Ultimately, the whole concept of the small business loan is supposed to give people money because this is where I'm trying to. This, I think, the other thing that I get so stuck on is I'm trying to do all of them, and when I get distracted by the shiny thing that used to be my money, because that's the other thing that I'm learning is so, well, I've known for a long time the concept of wealth. Being a tech is the absolute worst thing to do from a financial perspective because it's a one and done thing where I am just going out. It's a purely transactional business. I was fine with that when I would make money on the trip charge because the trip charge was the only way that I could actually prove value. I could issue a trip charge based on whatever I felt could justify sending Kevin Sawyer to a job. And I know that I still need to make a video to prove that. But just trust me, I haven't been you can't survive without billing people. Right now, I have all of these things that I repented of because they're shiny. And if let's see, just click on this one here. If I just click on that one thing and I click apply, I'll have the opportunity to earn $52. I know I'm laughing. I am trying to make it facetious because I hope people see the, the dilemma that I'm in. And I understand people are like, Kevin, why are you even entertaining us? Because nobody else is giving me, nobody understands the problem that I have, that I haven't been asking for help because I have just always been able to say, oh, great, not a problem. For that, $95 for travel. For this, it's 600, and I just got it. And now I don't. And so it's like, okay, how do you deal with that? How do you even give priorities to somebody that I'm supposed to have this long-term relationship with? That's the reason I want to make this. It's right here. I have no idea who Blueprint is sending that request to. I have no idea if they're expecting me to respond with what I, because ultimately this is a bait for people who are just going to click apply. I get that, right? Because I'm doing this over 1,000 times. So funny. Just treating people like children. So this is the one where they failed. And now they're resending me. Redispatch. No, sorry, Kevin, for wasting your time. No, sorry, Kevin, you were right. Just can you go out there, please? We'll pay you 70 an hour. And I have no idea how much reach that is, how many people they're sending this to. They didn't say why we need to redispatch. Is it because they didn't have money to do a cable run and the guy didn't bring the cable? No explanation about that. So then that starts me thinking, okay, back to the basics. What do I need to get the job done? I know for all the network tools and all the cabling tool, I mean, that's easy. That's all in one bag, $10,000 bag. And I roll around to hotel rooms and I do work in the room. I am extremely efficient. And that efficiency is cost me money to gain that efficiency. And that's the thing, is that nobody understands that. Nobody can understand. That's where the whole Smartechs thing could help, because this site, Work Market, at least gives the ability to put pictures up. Where is it? They allow 10 photos, and then one of the photos they can't get the resolution right. So this is just showing all the hand tools you can overcome every single. I've thought through the cutting, the grabbing, the pushing, the hitting, every kind of thing that you can do on something. I have a tool, actually the best tool for that, because have no idea of what is going to happen when you go somewhere. That's the thing that I know that something like that is worth 350 at least. And but see, this is the hard part: is that no, it's so hard when you know all that I know to communicate that in value. If I didn't have one of those pliers that could reach this long thing, things fall. Screws get lost. And I don't even have the mag trays on there. I am just so freaking about how I do my work. I don't even have the trays there, but I have these little screw trays that when I take a screw out, I literally put in this magnetic tray because I lost a screw once. And it's like, oh man, how do you put something back on without a screw? Right? I know, I'm really going off. This is not an executive, but this is really, yeah, maybe this is an executive, because this is just knowing who your customer is. But that's where it's so hard, because absolutely zero people have invested all of this effort. This literally took me years of research on trying to find the best, Knipex thing. This will plier, because the flat thing will grab that screw and not mark it. It will not mark. And if I put tape on it, it won't even at all. There's just so much stuff that goes into, and I could tell you stories of how each tool has been used for a specific thing that overcame a specific problem. 1,000, and I didn't even have this for all 1,000 of these. This evolved, And it evolved because people paid me a trip charge. And so I reinvested that into my thing. Trying to get back. Wasn't going to share this, but this is my garage. When I went in the middle of trying to get all the, this is in the winter. It takes me an entire winter to develop this inventory system. Multiple winters. I can only work out there in the winter. That is that $10,000 bag. And it's overkill. I get it. This is what I walk into customers with. I have a cart where I can, because my bag's involved, and I don't even have the install bag in that one. Interesting, I forgot that I installed it. Oh, and that's interesting. That's a better one. This is my install bag, and it has all these supplies, cables, and then a drill, all sorts of specific tools towards an install, and then my laptop bag and a meter bag, and then all the supplies, and then a cart to move all that stuff around. Nobody. I have seen zero people that have thought through that level of preparedness, but 100% satisfied. Over 400. And this was not designed. I just thought that it was, oh, okay, let's sell this off. 100% satisfied. That's just work market. I have the same thing on Field Nation. 459, 100% satisfied. Zero canceled. Wow, one, yeah, that's interesting because that was, yeah, the cancel, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just have to cancel. You get double booked. But zero abandoned. Abandoned means just I can't do it and walks away. I mean that's, and these are all the meters. All this fluke stuff. All these are deals with wires and finding things and a butt set with a voltmeter, continuity, batteries. All of this takes time to research, understand how to use, and then finding a bag that actually holds it. But people have no concept of what that's worth because I have never seen anybody that is my equal because when people, and that's why I stayed in, was because of this very problem. I was trying to be a reliable voice so that people could call me, like a hotel that's down or the US Air Force is down. They want somebody there in an hour. I have this van all situated with every kind of supply that I could possibly need, labeled, categorized. And this is just like so much little. There's so much more to those pack outs. It takes effort to think through every kind of thing that I could ever possibly come up against and then come up with a solution and then figure out how do you categorize it in such a way that you, when you need it, you can just pack it up and move. In my world, that's like the Holy Grail. But people have no right? No. And so right now, I'm trying to wrestle with trying to build something in a world that has no concept of what I bring to a job. How can they when they don't even understand themselves? The people that I was dealing with Blueprint are from the Philippines. They have no concept of all of this wealth. They have no concept of how expensive it is to live here. And when somebody says, I won't charge you, I'll, they jump on it. Why not? Kevin's asking 250. That's cheap. Did not fail. It did not cause a dispatch, a redispatch. But people have no concept of that. And so I'm stuck trying to ask for money where the value isn't known. Part of that is my fault for not communicating this. I tried, but I don't have. I never the whole social marketing. I just every time I went out on a job, I never published the pictures because I was told on at least one that I can't publish all this confidential stuff. So I just got to have it. I just keep the pictures. I've got like 18,000. But those 18,000 then prove my authority. And then this, the 7,000 or the years of charging people. And so I'm right now, not right now, I'm just in this very spot trying to figure out how do I act as an executive? How do I communicate this? And this came up. That little butt set. It's like $900. And it allows me to have the voltage right in front. And that little yellow twist tie, kind of like these are to be able to group all the wires. So there's, if I'm doing something with wires that I can group them, it seems really obvious, but you have it, well, it may not be obvious. Yeah, when you, oh, this little yellow thing allows me to set my butt set on whatever I want. And then I can just look right at the voltage so that I can actually do the work with the bleed. I'm laughing because I think it's genius. It's how I've been able to succeed. But nobody thinks like this. Nobody even cares because if I have a screwdriver in my back pocket, I can bill 95 an hour and hope that I can do it. I have no idea what people are coming with. This video was about what it beats, what an executive is from my perspective. I didn't. Ultimately, I'm trying to ask for help. Maybe I need to end that on that concept. How do I need help? I need funding to be able to get the work done so that I cannot be distracted by something that doesn't value me. The world has changed. I'm trying to adapt myself. I need people to come alongside and build this new thing. I need to be able to free even just today. I've lost 4 hours instead of building the things that are important. I am asking for help, which is probably one of the most important things I guess I should be doing. Because even my brother has no concept of what I'm doing. AI is so unknown. I need to do a separate video about the marketing. I'm not going to go there now. I'm trying to make these videos live up to what it is that I'm saying. I need to stop going up because I can't even tell you how many videos that I've made that I don't even publish because I'm not, well, it's helpful for me. My action. Father, who do you want So ultimately, this is a win-win. Whoever the investor is going to get wealthy too. I thought that was my brother. Trying to keep it in the family. Help me to know the best way to communicate this without being a distraction to him. Encourage me, Father. Help me find help. I have to ask. Ultimately, I need to keep reminding myself to pray for your will to be done. That's the biggest thing I need to keep praying for. That's where I've been failing. I thought I heard you. See, the fact that I'm doubting is causing me to think that well, just ask it. This is what you want me to do. And then I hear yes. That's arrogant, Kevin. That's not right. What's wrong with that? Father, help me. Get Satan away. Get demons away. Help me hear you. I'll do this off cam too. Pardon me, saints. Kevin, why are you asking? I gave you this vision. I think I'm so terrified. Really, it's so freaking overwhelming to me. It's so funny. Like, biggest thing that I'm wasting my life on is waiting for confirmation. Because then you're not working. But you have to build an audience. You have to hear what they want. My ideas are unique to me. Father, thank you. I wouldn't have the vision if it wasn't of God. But that's where I get so. It's not even a vision necessarily. It's just common sense. I have this huge pain, and I'm trying to use AI to help. That's why I'm maybe not hearing God's audible yes. But see, this is where I get. I can't think of anything in Scripture that's against this. It's helping people. It's building a community. I can help so many people. That's what's so overwhelming to me. Maybe I'm afraid to say that I hear God because I'm like, because I don't want to come out and say. But at the same time, it's like you have to have certainty. But the fact that I'm wrestling with, what am I expecting? An audible yes. cameras. Let it go. God's not here to perform for me. Walk in the way that I lead you. It's freaking nuts. How overwhelming is this? I know. Thank you for giving me breath and life to hear you. Thank you that you're a relational God who loves me and loves people who are listening to me. Father, ultimately, I want to help people. Right? This is not about me. I'm just terrified. I know the work that it's going to take. That's why I'm holding back. Get it out. Get it out of the way, Kevin. Let me move. I don't care about money. That's not why. I just want to be obedient to you. God, you created the universe. You can write a program. I think what scares me is getting it wrong. Where I can fail, being ego. Just do it. This video is supposed to be about what exactly is what makes me hard, what makes it difficult is the whole concept of being responsible. Oh, all these things can fail. Even myself. I don't want it. Thank you, Lord, for confirming that you're with me. Stupid. Oh, sorry for the noise. Okay. I didn't plan on crying. I don't cry except when I worship. Uh, I have to. Okay, I'll let this go. Our president, I have no idea if I have funding. That's the other thing is trying to put the cart before the horse, knowing with funding. But see, I have to communicate the idea. I have to communicate. I have to communicate the idea. People can't judge what they don't know. Duh, right? trying to find a way to get the right tech on the right job. And I'm emotional about that. I think the emotion comes because I know how big this could be if I've done it right. And I don't want to do that, right? I just want to. Your current life is failing. You can't go back to what you like. You have to adapt. I gave you this vision. Just do it. Communicate it. Listen to people. You're gonna